Hi, this is Joseph Williams, son of John Williams, and you are watching the Nerf Herder Council.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Trek ABV. My name is Discuss Metal Joe, and for some reason, this guy over here, AJ, he wanted me to do the intro tonight. AJ, what's going on, man?
It's a loose Sunday night. You know, we're just hanging out. We're going to watch some Trek and drink some beers while we do it. So I figure, why not? We'll change up the format a little bit. We did
Who has a format on a WTF Sunday? That's what this is, right?
Exactly. That's the thing. Like, the whole intro said there were going to be three guys on here. There's only one of them, and you're not one of the three. So,
you know what I say to that? I get one.
Oh, come on!
It has been said.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, so... Oh, you're going to make a shipwide announcement?
Absolutely. I'd like to introduce everyone to this wonderful after-hours type experience where AJ and I are going to sit and we're going to imbibe. We're going to imbibe as we watch Star Trek with this wonderful little game that we have created. You want to run down the rules there on the lower right-hand corner there, AJ? I love that we're trying to get this layout thing figured out, but we're still failing hard at it.
Yeah. Apologies for the late start time. We were trying to figure out the new features of StreamYard, but we'll get better at it. In the meantime, though, I want to say what's up to me, Mark. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you've got a beer or something because we are playing a drinking game while we do a commentary track to a randomized episode of Star Trek. So I have here a lime feeling good Fathead's Mexican-style lager. What are you drinking there, Joe? You got Four Roses?
That is Four Roses small batch next to a Budweiser, next to another Budweiser, next to a can of Liquid Death, because our game has a water rule in it, and I'm not looking forward to that as much as you are, but here's the thing about Trek ABV. AJ had this idea where he said, what if we watch Star Trek and we rank the episodes based on some obscene, obscure drinking game, and then at the very end, we rate the episodes based on our blood alcohol level. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have to say, we did this once before, and we're getting better, like AJ said, but we're prepared tonight.
Yep.
It's going to happen.
We got breathalyzers. We'll see how good this episode is based on how pickled we get, but that's why the show doesn't come up too often because, man, I was hurting after our first one.
Oh,
we had progress with the rules.
What was episode? Well, we're not counting episodes of Trek ABV or Trek AF, right? Like, this is just a thing that happens every now and then. Maybe we'll add numbers later on. But I recall us getting one of those season-ending episodes with a lot of talking, and we were both not looking forward to that. And the result was a very, very, very humbling evening, because when you have these 6 rules, I keep bringing them up. I'm waiting for AJ to run through them. You're setting yourself up for a good time with some Trek.
Exactly.
Run these down for these wonderful Nerf Herder viewers out there.
Absolutely. So we've got 5 standing rules and a wild card. So 4 of the 5 rules that we have standing are regular drinking rules, with a 5th that is a water penalty, just to try to level things out a little bit. So you can see them on the right hand of the screen here. We've got rule number 1 is our water penalty. Anytime there's Trek no babble, you got to drink some water. Rule number 2, anytime someone is referred to by their rank, you gonna get drank. Rule number 3, if there's some kind of drink, Captain, it's some kind of anomaly. Well, there's 2 drinks right there. See drink, do drink. So anytime someone's drinking anything on screen, you're drinking something off screen.
Deep Space Nine, Next Generation, anytime we're in 10 forward, it's not going to be a good day.
And it doesn't matter if it's alcoholic or not. If Picard's taking a sip of tea Earl Grey hot, you're drinking beer. We also have the prime directive rule, which means whatever you've got left in your glass, holla, down the hatch. And we have a wild card rule, which means once we pick our random episode, then we go ahead and try to make up a wild card rule without actually having seen the episode yet. So, for example, right now...
Why don't you spin the wheel for the audience, AJ? I really want to make the wheel visible at some point. I feel like we need to spend some time getting everything set up in all the OBS. Can we call ourselves ninjas at some point to make sure everything is visible? But right now, we're just finding a website with a random episode generator. AJ's going to click the button a whole lot of times, and then that's going to be what we're watching tonight.
All right. Well, I've already done that, actually. Little bit of show prep. We did this like a minute ago, so it was randomized. I'll click it once more just to be sure, Joe, okay?
One time. Just let's make sure.
One time. All right, so Barkley has now given us Star Trek Voyager, Season 2, Episode 11, Maneuvers.
Maneuvers. Season 2,
Now,
Episode
let's see.
11.
According to...
Have you subscribed to Paramount
episode
Plus this week?
synopsis. Let's see. After Seska steals vital transporter technology from Voyager, Chakotay sets off on his own to recover it. All right, so we're dealing with a Voyager episode. Joe, what do you think our wild card rule should be this week?
Do we have 7 of 9 yet?
No.
You know, the last time we got in a discussion about what a Voyager rule should be, it ended somewhere on the Cardassians, I think. What's
Don't overthink it, man.
I'm trying not to, because this is supposed to be spur of the moment, but I'm clearly rusty on my Voyager. What's the name of the strange, odd alien man who is like the nice Quark Guinan of this TV show?
Neelix?
Neelix. We need something with Neelix. Help me out.
Oh, man.
If he shows up with a tray, it can be of anything.
If Neelix and food. If there's food and Neelix, because he runs like the mess hall or whatever. So, yeah, if we see him with food, take a drink.
Got it. All right. Let me get this queued up.
All right. So, yes, we are working with some of the layout technology. So, we'll see how long this and if this stays up or not. Because, obviously, there's a lot of rules. We can't, like, actually show you the episode.
We're going to do our best.
We are going to try to give you, like, chunks of frames to keep you relatively in line with what we're doing over here.
You got your beverage, AJ?
I have a couple beverages. I've got my whiskey. And
You got your
I've
spare
my
beverage?
lime feeling good.
You got your spare beverage?
I got 5 more spare beverages.
You know, I just realized now, because I read the instruction manual for this wonderful breathalyzer testing thing. It's a machine. It's a thing. It tells me how much alcohol I've had. We're supposed to wait 20 minutes before testing for extreme accuracy. So what do you think? At the end of the episode, we give our thoughts on the current state of Picard Season 3?
Yeah. Sure, why not?
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. There is no plan. You ready to do this, AJ?
I am just about ready to do this. Give me
Come
just
on.
a second
Get
here,
more
because-
ready. Right now, it's a black
Yeah,
screen
get-
with your
get more
face and
ready.
my face.
All right, so we're going to Season 2, Episode 11.
11. Impromptu,
All right.
as it were.
All right, I'm having to watch an ad now for, I don't know.
You pay for ads?
Something.
Really?
No, go away.
This would
There
be
we
a good
go.
time for me to
Yes.
tell you about all the shows coming from the Nerf Herder Council. I know there's like something bi-weekly where these guys talk about Star Trek, or I'm sorry, Star Wars, even though they claim not to be a Star Wars-centric show anymore. John likes to talk into infinity, generally speaking, and also has a podcast. Myself, I create all the podcasts at DiscussMetal.com, where sometimes we talk about bands, your band, my band, everybody's favorite band. I forgot to say favorite during that big promo because I wasn't expecting to have to do it tonight. I was supposed to be laid back on a Sunday, AJ, but instead I have to turn it on.
Exactly. Hey, it's all good. I finally got through my 20-second mandated trailer for all the great shows on Paramount Plus, and now I'm at 000 on my episode here.
You want to count it down there for me?
Do we want to verify that our? Do we want to verify our breathalyzers before we get going here?
Well, that's going to take another 30 seconds, and we've already been keeping everybody at bay for about that much. But I'm down if you're down. It's got a 15-second countdown.
Come on, camera. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Every time
This
you
is
fire
gonna
this
show
up,
up
it takes
great.
15 seconds. So
Yeah, I can verify that this is at 0 right now.
yeah, mine's not calibrated right. That obnoxious noise says that I'm most of the way to being drunk already, and I haven't drank anything yet. So I think we got some calibration issues here, Joe.
That or
watch
you
some
need
Star
to clean it out. Either way, it'll be all right. Let's just say that for the first run, if accuracy is of a concern, then we'll just have to address it on the next episode. He had a 0 earlier, I promise. I've been watching him. He hasn't been
Yeah, it's been
sneaking
all over the
sips.
place.
Let's get this
It's been all
party
over the
started.
place, let's
It's a
be
party
honest.
for me, at least.
I would love to. Let's go ahead and hit play. You want to count us down?
I'm going to say
Gonna sync up on
3,
this?
2, 1.
All right, hold on to your butts, everybody. Let's see if we can get this to work properly.
I'd be a rolling
All right.
right now.
There we go. So here's how this is going to work, everybody. So the image you see behind us here is actually one screen grab every 5 seconds, just to keep you kind of in line with where we're at with the episode. And we are going to watch and talk about it and drink along with it at the same time. Oh, Captain, there's a drink.
Shit. Keep me in line.
Ooh.
Not
I
the
think we can skip the
Federation.
intro, yeah.
Let's let it run.
Oh, we're going to let it run. Okay.
I haven't seen this one in a while. I remember actually enjoying Voyager when it was on television.
It's very, very light Star Trek, right? Like, they didn't really care about how many shuttlecraft they lost or how many photon torpedoes they fired. Like, continuity wasn't really a thing. They're just like, yeah, whatever. It's a spaceship. Deal with it.
Well, we talk about the Next Generation era shows being on their own good, but they weren't the Next Generation. They weren't the Starship Enterprise. They weren't the flagship. So what was the gap that they were trying to solve with Voyager? Was it, let's literally, because it's the plot of the show, take a crew outside of their support system of the Federation and just see what happens? Because Deep Space Nine was just a sci-fi dark sitcom in space, right? The crew never leaves the station, for the most part. They always have their little outings. But now we have Voyager, where you are beyond the reaches of the Federation. And I don't know about you, but I was convinced they were going to make it back before the end of the series. I just didn't think the solution would be time travel.
Yeah. You can tell they ran out of seasons and episodes before they figured out how to wrap it up.
My whole thought was always, why didn't they just point it at Earth, warp it until the power ran out, and just let the lack of gravity take them?
Because it's a very boring show then, Joe. That's why.
Oh no, not the Delta Quadrant.
See, this is hilarious to rewatch the stuff now because I've been watching that podcast that the actors that play Kim and Paris run called the Delta Flyers. Have you taken a listen to that one, Joe?
Not yet.
It's pretty good. They're pretty honest with their opinions. Like, if something's terrible, they'll point it out. Oh, we should have had a yes, ma'am rule.
That would have been
Tom
the easy
Paris'
one.
signature line.
That's the
Shit.
next wild card. Write that down. Captain?
Oh, yeah, sorry. See, we got to keep each other in check here.
It's hard to watch, listen, and talk and drink.
Yeah, we're multitaskers, I guess. You ever feel like they're basically
Hi,
just wearing
Captain.
pajamas in space?
Well, we talked about this last time. It wasn't if they were acknowledging rank. It was only if they refer to them as rank.
Yes.
So we're already doing it wrong.
Well, no. Instead of saying like Captain Janeway or something, it's just Captain. Like that's the name.
Yeah.
See, she said Mr. Kim. She didn't say Ensign.
That's right. Oh,
He almost said it. Oh, there we go, Captain. Oh boy, this is going to be rough.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
I do think we're going to be safe with the some kind of though. As I recall, this one's not very like science-y.
I don't remember this one. I remember a lot of like mid-season or ending season episodes of Voyager being very battle heavy. Commander.
I'm a little spoiled on this because I've been watching through that or listening through that podcast that they've been doing. So like I've kind of got a refresher on these episodes recently.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Just sucked in general.
Yeah, you've reminded me how bad some of these enemies were in Deep Space Nine and Voyager. I really need to go back and watch it. I go back and watch Next Generation probably every year, so I definitely need to go back and watch these. Just have a hard time with Deep Space Nine after a certain point.
Yeah. Dude, I'll tell you what, this shaky cam thing is a little bit overdone, I think.
Yeah. But this is
shaking,
classic
but it's
Star
very
Trek,
obvious
right?
that they're
Everything's in danger, so it's just shaking, right? Like, It works. I get it.
But you got to match the camera shake to the actor shake.
Security.
Mr. Tuvok. She did not say Commander.
That's true. I'm sure there was a lot of Treknobabble in there, but nothing stood out, so I'm not counting it.
Yeah, no. By the way, by Treknobabble, it's got to be something that they clearly just made up for that one episode to sound science-y.
Correct.
If they just say, like, use your phasers. Okay, well, that's too common. We can't do that.
Use the phaser, Tuvok.
Man, ugh. Kazon are just awful. What is with that hair? Is it even hair? Like it looks like some sort of like a.
It's a weird helmet
like
thing.
A hair salon nightmare. Like they were in the middle of getting like frosted tips or something.
It's a serious can of hairspray.
Right. Oh, this is great. I love
Captain
how much
and Commander.
Voyager. Thank you. I love how much Voyager just got messed with on a regular basis. Like, who can hack into a ship and just steal everything like that out of nowhere?
How do you like my
Captain
hair?
Janeway, does that count?
Nope.
By the way, why does it look like most times Star Trek aliens they just have like a vagina on their forehead?
Oh, there she is.
Oh boy. Yeah, Seska's evil. She's
Does,
fun.
does it count if Seska refers to Captain as Captain?
Yeah.
Okay. Take one. Well, there's another one. 2.
I'm already almost halfway done with this beer, by the way.
Well, that's why I have multiple. I don't want to run out this time.
Right? I love these totally ineffective, like attempting to compensate. Really, Chipotle? Chipotle.
Chipotle.
Yeah, right.
Would you
actually
like
had
some
Chipotle for
Chipotle
lunch.
chicken? I need some Chipotle peppers.
Oh man, see, we got Neelix here, but he's not doing anything with food.
Maybe I'm misremembering,
Containment
but
field, is that
wasn't
close enough?
Voyager their attempt to be more dramatic?
I'd love to know the behind the scenes of it, actually.
Excuse me.
Because DS9 was such a different show, and I know they purposely want to get a ship back in space instead of being locked to a space station, but it's like they didn't want to do anything like DS9. Like, they didn't want to do long form storytelling. It was always like episode of the week, and the stakes were low. Like, I guess it's like the studio was looking at DS9 and was like, no, this isn't really working. Let's go back to the old format. Except
that's what
without
happened
any
every
sort of
time.
legacy for the ship,
It's happening
so
right
no one
now
cares.
with Picard, actually.
Yeah.
Captain.
Man, oh man. Okay, now we got to know that rule's going to kick our ass when it's a Voyager episode.
Yeah, we need to reevaluate.
Are they standing a little close?
They were always intense together. Because he was kind of the first officer, really intense, like, we got to get this shit done. And she's like, I'm not going to back down from you.
I always kind of got a will they, won't they sort of vibe.
I can see that. Especially the episode where they all went full Maquis.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I love how they mispronounce stuff like this transporter. Like,
I have the best looking hair.
this whole race was just stupid. Remember how water was the most precious thing to them?
Yes.
You can travel faster than light, and water eludes you.
Let's be honest. The Cardassians were the worst Star Trek species for a long time until the Kazon.
Fair point. Oh, there we go. Quantum resonance oscillator. That's Treknobabble.
I'm with you. Oh, that's water,
crap.
right?
Where's my water? I don't have my water. Shit. All right, I'm just going to go without water. Anti-proton beam. Come on, damn it.
I'm not giving it to you.
Some water.
I'm not giving it to you. Move fast. Yes. Yes. He is.
Okay.
You got your water now?
Wait a minute. Weren't these two banging before the series started? Wasn't that kind of their backstory?
I don't remember. Who's her husband again on the crew? Or does she
ends
not
up
get
with
married
Paris.
till later? That's right. Because we are fabulous.
Right. Our hair's got more shit in it than yours. Clearly, we're more important.
The Ferengi are greedy. Kazon's her vein. That's right.
I still don't know what the hell they were thinking with this race. Oh my god. Oh, the Voyager. It's the Voyager now.
They definitely had grammar issues at one point.
Oh geez. I never realized how bad the acting was in this stuff. Oh geez, this is awful. It's like clearly nobody here has ever held a gun before.
Remind me again, she was a Cardassian who modified her genetics.
She's a captain, by the way. Yeah, she modified herself to look Bajoran to infiltrate the Maquis. Oh, they got spaced.
Oh.
That's awesome. They should do that more.
That's only
That should
happened
totally
like
be a
twice
thing.
in the entire series.
That's a great way in Star Trek to kill someone. Just beam them into space. Or beam them into like a wall or something. Ooh, we're getting faction warfare now. This is good. I feel like this show actually had some good ideas. They just didn't execute on them.
They were third shift. Third shift Star Trek.
Yeah. You know, okay, the captain's log has always struck me as kind of like the cutaways in a reality show, right? Like, when is she taking time to enter these logs? Because she says it present tense, like, we're in the middle of doing this. So, like, in the midst of, like, doing all the things that she has to do to, like, get this technology back, is she like, hold on, time out, everybody. I got to go over here and record my diary. I'll be right back.
It's film noir, right? Kirk did it. Picard does it. Sisko, Janeway. It's very film noir. That's why I like it. I wouldn't call it reality show because reality show is worthless.
Captain.
Fuck.
Wow, this is one hell of a scene. They just walked all the way through the hallway and into engineering. I didn't know the set's all connected. Lieutenant.
Fuck.
Man, oh man.
I'm over here trying to refill my glass. It's failing miserably.
Did we ever clarify when you got to drink liquor versus when you got to drink beer?
Never.
That's just player's choice, right?
We tried to work it out and it was too difficult.
Captain. God damn it.
I'm going to go back to the original variation of this for the next episode. Shit. You said it had to be the start of the sentence.
No, I did not.
That was the original version of the rule.
By the way, it still counts for the aliens too. So if someone's just called
It does.
Maj in the
I'm not
Kazon?
catching it though.
Man, I do give credit to these actors, though, in some cases. The lines they've got to deliver are complete nonsense. There we go. She said Maj, and only Maj. Fresh pour?
Fresh pour.
Nice.
I got a blue moon over here too.
Nice. So, question for the audience, by the way, since this is kind of a trial run, is the picture-in-picture sort of thing working for you? Because we have yet to get booted off of any of our platforms. So apparently, this is a safe way to stream.
It's commentary, right?
Yeah. I mean, we're not streaming anything in a usable format, so it
You have a
shouldn't
minute,
matter,
Captain.
But man, Janeway's got some nice digs. You notice that?
Absolutely.
Like, she got a nice little, like, sectional couch thing going on here and a little desk over there and a 2-level setup. She really makes Picard's ready room look like a dump.
Picard's a career man, though. He's all about, like, the official historical accuracy of the captain and his rank.
Yeah, but that was the flagship. That ship was like 4 times the size of Voyager. That should have been pimped out. Why are they even arguing about this? Man, I don't know if I was any of these people, I would just live on the holodeck. Be like, look, we got 70 years back anyway. I'm just gonna indulge in my fantasies for like the entire time.
Everybody's trying to do their job and get home, and AJ wants to be cyberpunk.
Like you said, just set the ship on autopilot and go.
Yeah. Maximum warp. Put everything you've got into it, point it in one direction, and just go.
What is this flashy thing that he's got?
I don't think they explained it. That or it's a bomb of some kind.
Didn't Seska have one in her hand too? I'm so lost. Oh well. Our show's pretty. That's good enough.
It's a can of hairspray for the caisson's hair.
Yeah. Right, that's what it is. It's Space Aquanet.
Dude.
Oh, this is a cool little strategy. Okay, she's just like you were saying, just like drift up on inertia.
Yep. I understand outer space sometime, AJ. Strong man, have you ever been to space?
Oh, coherent polaron pulse. Come on now.
I'm giving it to you. Don't worry, there's a Maj in there.
Yep. I love how the dude's all pissed
She's a
off. He's
bitch.
like,
I
"God damn it,
forget
woman."
how terrible of a person she is. I know the last episode we did, she was in it, but good God. When you're that deep in space and all you want to do is be evil, I mean, you don't have a reason to live. That's the big problem with the Voyager show. For me, has always been, why does everybody want to take down one ship?
Anti-proton generator? What do you think? Judges? That means you, audience.
Automated message beacon.
No, that's standard speak. Those are words not invented for the show.
Automated message beacon? A cell
Those are
phone
regular
tower?
English words.
I think I hate her.
This is so cheesy. I didn't realize like how spoiled we are by modern Trek and the production standards that have come with it. Like the writing may be awful in new shows, but God, did the shows look a lot better.
I don't know, man.
Holy crap.
I've been watching Discovery lately, and I'll take this over that.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm trying to get through it, but it's not working out for me. Oh, and there was a captain in there.
Yeah, he said captain, yeah. So how far into that show are you?
Season 2, episode 3.
Oh, man, okay.
I'm not enjoying it.
Through season 1, good for you. Oh, he did say captain.
Don't touch my hair.
Yeah. Okay, now let's do a prop bet here for a drink. Are you going to bet for or against her slapping him?
Against.
Okay, so you think she's not going to hit him.
Correct.
All right, I'll take that bet.
See, drink.
Actually, you know what? I'm a little bit worn out on beer. I'm going to do a sip of whiskey.
Oh, so we said see drink. That means somebody has to put the drink to their lips, right?
Oh, yeah, I guess. I got eager. Sorry.
It's okay. I'll go with you, just in case.
Oh, there we go. Wait. Oh, she toasted, but she didn't drink it. Damn it. Now I hate Seska, too. Tease.
That's how evil she is, AJ. She's fucking with us.
Yep, she's a meta villain now. Come on, go. Oh, yep. She's in slapping range. Make it happen. Come on.
No, she's standing too close. She's in seduction range.
I love it. I love it how, like, anytime dialogue is written where someone gets cut off, they just stop talking at the last word they're supposed to and don't actually, like, wait to be interrupted to stop talking.
And as cheesy as it is, it's okay. Why? That's a lie. I don't believe you.
It really doesn't make any damn sense. So what was her plan? Like, she just said, she's like, well, fuck it. We're not getting back home anyway, so I might as well try to conquer whatever I can here.
That's what I'm thinking.
Man. Damn it. All right. I'll own up. No slap. Now Seska's on my shit list. Oh, there was a captain in there, wasn't there?
Mm-hmm.
Captain. All right, switch it back to beer. If I keep drinking whiskey at that rate, this is not going to be a good Monday.
That's right. Some of us have to go to work tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. That's no fun, Captain. You know, this is why I love Lower Decks as a show, because I'm just realizing as this entire plot unfolds, only the bridge crew knows what the hell is going on.
Right.
Nobody else knows like why they got attacked or anything else. Like, can you imagine? Like, let's say Chakotay doesn't come back, and then like there's just this shipwide announcement that goes like, "Oh yeah, by the way, Chakotay's dead, everybody." That doesn't count because it wasn't Seska.
That, and as simple as it sounds, we make fun of Voyager, right? Like, it's third shift Star Trek, but
By the
a
way,
lot
great
of the
screen grab
plot
right there.
is based around the fact that they are one ship in deepest of space by itself. So everything affects that crew, moral and otherwise.
Mm-hmm. This is the one time like Chakotay is good. I love these screen grabs we're getting on our feed here. This is amazing.
Right?
Chakotay is definitely winning this interrogation.
I mean, he's definitely not, he's no Commander
Talk about zero
Riker,
fucks given.
but, he was always cool.
Oh, he's
It never
definitely
made
not a
sense
Riker,
to
but
me.
Riker wouldn't be fucking with him like that either.
Oh, yes,
Again,
he would.
Great screen grab. Nah. I don't know. Riker always seemed to like he was always a ladies' man, but he wouldn't like delight in fucking with his torturer.
Yeah, I need to revisit all of the details of this show. Because the little things like when they went full Maquis, like I don't remember why that was so easy for them to do. I know it was a thing, but I don't remember why.
Well, and the last episode that we did this show for was the one where they had the serial killer
Yes.
who had to go around. He was like reformed through a mind meld with Tuvok, and he had to like start killing people. What the hell did she just inject him with? He just got drugged. Dun, dun, dun. All right, so we're what, like 3/4 in?
Yeah,
How many
34
commercial
minutes
breaks are
in.
there usually?
Yeah, we got 10 minutes to go.
All right. Did we stumble into a two-parter here?
Neelix doesn't know.
Mm-hmm. He just pulled a Counselor Troy. Hey, you're the expert. What do you know?
I feel
sure,
like...
Counselor, what do you read? I can't read them.
Come here.
There you go. If you're synchronizing the annular confinement beam to the warp core frequency, then yeah, that's Trek No Babble.
That's Trek No Babble? Got it.
Oh yeah. By the way, introduce the pup.
That's right. That's right, she's a baby. She's a pirate. And she will steal all of your affection.
And who is she?
Oh, this is Sky. She is a pirate dog. And she's
That's
usually
big
hiding
dogs
on
in
my
the
lap. Who? Can I count that as Trek No Babble? Because I don't know what the fuck he just said.
That's just a bunch of gibberish proper names that don't count, sadly. Okay, so like one section
The
has, like, tree bark
Kazon
in
must
their
have been
hair.
like all the leftover prosthetics just attached to one person's face.
Right. It's like a garage sale of alien makeup.
The nose looks like someone took a Klingon nose and just took a hammer and went.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and the middle of their forehead just looks infected.
And what I never understood about this species was they talk about the sex. So is it like the Ferengi, except there's not one Grand Neelix or whatever? Not Neelix. Grand Nagus.
Grand Nagus.
I got Neelix is in Voyager. The Grand Nagus is in everywhere with the Ferengi. So are there like multiple sub areas of the Kazon? And they're all competing with each other for who's got the most fabulous hair.
Mm-hmm. Biggest hair and or most water wins. You know, I forgot they dropped that fast. But if you remember the very first episode of Voyager, that like when they found Neelix, like he was all dirty and shitty looking.
Yes.
And he's like, "Do you have water?" And they're
I'm
like,
giving a captain on that one.
Yeah, we got water. So apparently nobody in the Delta Quadrant had ever like heard of water, I guess.
There's a mashup opportunity
Oh, that was
there.
some kind of.
Fuck.
There you go. That's water. Reinitializing the targeting scanners to match the relative phase of the dampening field. Come on now.
Yeah, I'm giving it to you.
You know, if we ever end up doing one of the movies, we're going to have to do like a bathroom break in the middle.
Yeah, absolutely. We did say we were going to stop during the commercial breaks, but this is too good. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, exactly. She already said that, so it's not a new penalty.
Correct. And that's right. That's just acoustic foam on the walls.
Mm-hmm. It looks spacey, though, man. So much of this dialogue is pointless. I tried to do a thing, but it didn't work. Can you try something else? No, I just stopped at that point. Sorry, Captain. You didn't tell me to try anything, so. That is terrible pantomime on Janeway's part.
Yeah. That's do it twice.
Aye, Captain.
Yeah.
I do love this idea that she's like hacking into the ship remotely, though.
Right.
Boy, that guy's really working that panel back there, isn't he?
Absolutely. My transporter room sounds great. We had Jonathan Davis in here last week.
Ooh, the double cross.
That's right. Ah, the double cross.
Oh. You know, I wonder. Okay, so there's that little bit of trivia from Next Generation, right, where the floor pads of the original transporter were the ceiling lights.
Correct.
On the Next Generation set. Those look like the same ones to me. I wonder if Voyager reused those things. Because Next Generation was done by the time the show started, so they could have totally repurposed that set.
Was it? Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought season 7 was season 1 of Voyager.
No, because you had a 2-season overlap with DS9 and Next Generation, and a 2-season overlap with DS9 and Voyager. So there was like a 3-year gap in there between the end of Next Generation and the start of Voyager.
You're right. I'm thinking of syndication.
Okay, so we just established 10 months that they've been on the ship so far.
Correct.
So that means that anyone who was knocked up before they came on board already had that baby.
Correct.
Because there is a baby born on the ship, and they make a big deal of it. I'm like, but your husband, you've been on the ship too long. You couldn't possibly have gotten knocked up by your husband.
Well, that's why it was a shotgun wedding.
Oh, man. You disappointed Janeway. Come on, Chipotle.
Captain.
I love that she openly questions like what the fuck the point of discipline is when there's no governing body. I'm going to report you. There's nobody here but me, but I'll remember. There we go. There's a captain.
Hmm.
God, can you imagine like having to sit down front for that? That is twisted shit right there.
It's a lie. Kill her. Kill her anyway. It's a lie.
I mean, is child support even a thing in the Delta Quadrant?
I mean, Seska is evil.
Is she gonna end up Is he gonna end up getting a summons next episode?
Oh God, no. Well, there it is. Wow. Set a timer,
All right.
AJ. Set a timer for whatever time 20 minutes from now is.
All right. Hey, Google, set a timer for 20 minutes.
Now everybody watching has a timer set.
Yep, exactly.
What'd you think, dude? I'm kind of back on the train of Seska's just evil, and she might be the best part of the beginning of Voyager.
For pure camp, I'm going to have to say yes. I think that was actually pretty awesome. And
Nice.
the fact that every time she shows up, there's some other ridiculous thing. Like this time it was, by the way, I'm a Cardassian. And by the way, I stole your shit. And then by the end of the episode, it's, by the way, I knocked myself up with your junk while you were unconscious. Like, damn, okay. It's crazy.
So remind me again, because I feel like I'm going to hate this character once I get into it. She modified her DNA to be Bajoran.
Yes.
And now she's restoring her Cardassian, what did she say in the beginning? Features? So what you're telling me is...
Once her cover was blown, she had no reason to maintain it. So she was trying to get back to looking normal.
So what you're telling me is you're getting plastic surgery to look more like you did before you met me.
Right. Yeah.
Who has time or the technology to perform that procedure in the Delta Quadrant?
Right. Like, man, oh man, oh man.
The answer is the Kazon, because they're the only ones who have such fabulous hair.
Right. So they're fantastic hairdressers, but I don't know about plastic surgeons.
They might be the worst species, and I know that the Cardassians are supposed to be the worst species, but they're like the Ferengi mixed with the Cardassians. They want power, they want control, they want to pretend like they're the big man, but then they all get in a fight with each other. Kazon are garbage.
By the way, when you talk about Ferengi, are you talking about just like the way they were originally portrayed in Next Generation and how they pivoted away from that when they realized how terrible it was?
I'm talking about
like
everything up to and including Deep Space Nine, where the Ferengi didn't really change. Quark was the oddball. If you think about it, Quark was really the oddball. He was the very much integrated person into this mishmash society of Deep Space Nine, the space station. But the Ferengi didn't really change. They were always like obsessed with money.
Not really. Like if you remember their original portrayal, it's a lot worse than that, actually.
They were always very sniveling. Was it not always money? I mean, they tried to take over a few ships during Next Generation, but that's about it.
I mean, they were supposed to be the big bads of Next Generation until they realized like how terrible they were.
No. There is no way that's actually true. I'm going to fight you on that. What is this?
Yeah, this is what they looked like originally. They were all hunched over and they had these like furry caveman kind of outfits and like blue electro whips or whatever. Like those are the original Ferengi.
Oh, the electro whips. I remember that.
Yeah, it wasn't until later that they came in with like, oh, we want our women to be naked because they're second-class citizens and we care about money and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I wasn't keeping score. I don't know if you were, but I'm feeling it. I'm feeling like this was a good episode as far on the Trek ABV scale.
I'm trying to. Okay, so I think I had like a beer and a half and a couple swigs of whiskey. So I mean that's not bad for 45 minutes work if you think about it.
I've got 2 empties over here, and this glass has been refilled twice.
Oh wow, you were really drinking heavy. Okay, sorry. I feel like I should
Absolutely.
just chug some whiskey or something just to catch up because I'm way
No,
behind.
don't inflate the numbers, AJ.
That's true because last time I was the one in rough shape. I was drinking all the wrong stuff. Audience,
Yeah,
anybody who wasn't here for the last one? Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
You want to
too.
go for light alcohol volume. Like I was drinking like 8%ers and taking bonus drinks for the fun of it.
The
it was bad.
I'm pretty sure Captain's rank was it has to be the start of the sentence, not just somebody said the word captain during the episode. But maybe I'm remembering wrong.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, I think it's just anytime someone's referred to by their rank instead of their name, that's what you get.
Well, who knew Voyager was going to be so? I'm going to fuck you up.
Oh man, they respect the hell out of Janeway. It's always Captain.
Well, we have to, according to the instruction manual of this wonderful little device, we have to wait 20 minutes to get an accurate reading of what our blood alcohol level is. So I propose we take the next 15 minutes to talk about Picard Season 3. And
Okay.
how
This is a
you
good time to do it
feel
because
about
we are exactly one episode away from the finale.
Exactly. And how do you feel about where the series has gone? Are they fully pulling back on the we're not going to do Next Generation thing by literally setting up the Next Generation thing for the last 2 episodes? I'm gonna save my thoughts until I hear yours because that's just the kind of mood I'm in tonight, AJ.
All right. Well, we knew that this whole season was being heralded as, the victory lap for the Next Generation cast and crew. So it's been great to see them, and it's been great to see them finally walk back. Because remember when Picard started it, like they specifically said, like, this is not the Next Generation 2.0, so don't expect that. Like they steered as far away from doing a sequel series to Next Generation as they could. And then finally in the last season of this show, after the first 2 seasons were very mixed reviews, they're like, okay, fine, you can have more Next Generation. That's fine. Like about goddamn time. Like why would you spend they're pulling from like all of 90s Trek, right? So you got like 21 seasons of television between those 3 shows. And then you bring back anything of it and try to do something different? Like no, you don't do that. You lead into the nostalgia. You don't steer away from it. That was just stupid on their part. And I'm glad they've admitted as much. Even Patrick Stewart has been in interviews going like, yeah, I didn't think I wanted to play like Next Generation 2.0, but it's actually a lot of fun doing Next Generation 2.0. I'm like, there you go. Just, you made your job harder than it needed to be.
I think Season 3 has really shown more so than ever before that Patrick Stewart is the oldest person in the crowd. His voice throughout the entire series has been struggling. There are times where he doesn't even say the line, but because he's Patrick Stewart, they let him get away with it. I'm surprised after the first season, as good as I thought that was, and I liked the first season, I didn't like the ending as much as most people, because it was about an old starship admiral, fleet admiral, whatever his title officially is, coping with grief, something that he claimed to be beyond. There's a lot in the Next Generation about Picard, the lonely career captain, right? Mm-hmm. And so now what you have is an old man who's really dealing with grief. And of all things, he's dealing with the grief of a robot that he tried to make more human that ultimately chose to sacrifice itself because it was trying to be human. Now, fast forward to Season 3, he's supposed to be an artificial life form, which there's 1 episode left, and I'm gonna die on this hill. The second Q went like this. You don't know what he did. There's no reason why he's not a human at the end of all this, but season 2 I think was kind of light. It was kind of painful. There's a few things that didn't make sense to me, but then you framed it up differently. Like, okay, so if this is dystopian future, then the cast that could have gone back to meet Guinan the first time didn't actually get to go back. So okay, that's fine. I'll let that go. The fact that we're getting a real follow-up to Nemesis that makes sense, there's really only one thing wrong with it, and that's that they're shooting it in the modern Trek, like military Discovery style. That's my only complaint.
Oh,
the 8 episodes
I know
they did.
exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, the 8 episodes
the
they
style.
did. Go ahead.
There you go.
Oh no,
this is modern Trek style.
No. You got to get it right, dude. Hang on a second. Let me help you out. This might work. Hang on. There we go.
Yeah, that's right.
Look over there. Look over there. I like what they're doing.
When they talk about going for a darker tone, I don't think they misinterpreted it. It's supposed to be a figurative statement, not a literal one. Like I told you, I read a review of the last episode when they got on the bridge of the Enterprise D. By the way, spoilers for last week's episode of Picard.
You fuck.
And it was called "They Finally Turned on the Lights." Because yeah, all of modern Trek for some reason, and Star Wars for that matter, they're so in love with their what do you call it? Ambient light or whatever. Basically, like instead of adding artificial light like every production ever does, so scenes are properly lit, they're like, nah, whatever light occurs in the set, that's what we're going to use instead. And that's all you're going to get. So everybody's in the friggin' dark. It's stupid.
Yeah.
It's absolutely stupid. I can't see a damn thing most of the time. They spend all this money on these like gorgeous new sets, like better than movie quality stuff from back in the day. And you can't see any of it because it's too dark.
As silly as it sounds, I like what they've done with season 3. I like the idea of Vadic being the follow-up to the Nemesis character, like a true, like, insane, just go kill him. And not knowing where it was going, but having breadcrumbs throughout the season leading to where it was going, even if it didn't make sense, to get what we're getting, which is a 2-episode setup of exactly what everybody wanted from this cast.
Interesting. So you got the same feeling I did, which was we got 8 episodes of preamble to get one more Next Generation movie, basically.
And I'm okay with it.
I feel like we just watched the first half of a movie this week, and we're going to get the payoff next week. And
Agreed.
The first 8 episodes were all just getting us to that point.
And I'm not proud, but I did call it.
I feel like for the most part, with the exception of explaining like how the band got back together, you could just pick up at episode 9 and forget everything ahead of it. I feel like you'd be perfectly well up to speed at that point. Because you could jump right in and be like, okay, well, Borg. I know about the Borg, yeah. And I know about the Next Generation crew. And look, they're back on the old TV ship again. Okay.
Oh, and it looks exactly like it used to.
God, it does. It's so perfect.
Yes, it's called Hit
it.
a Switch and throw away everything Discovery has been trying to shove down your throat as far as the style of Star Trek for the past 10 years. Just throw it out the window.
Like Strange New Worlds is great for like staying true to but updating the look of the original series, right? Getting that aesthetic going.
Strange New Worlds is the
that.
best Star Trek we've seen in years.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But they did none of that with the Bridge of the Enterprise D. It's just like the original set, period. They didn't try to update it or, 4K it, that kind of stuff.
They didn't even try to update it to the warp sound effects. Like they're going full member berries on this with the ending of episode 9. Like the warp drive is not a jump with a boom like every other ship in the fleet. It's just no. We know what you want, and we're going to do it one more time.
Oh, I watched. Do you ever watch the Ready Room? That little like 30-minute supplemental show that they do every week.
Haven't bothered with it.
Oh, it's awesome. You'd love it. It's a bunch of behind the scenes interviews and featurettes and stuff. It's just like its own sort of like special features of a DVD for every episode. But they actually went through all the details of this new bridge that they put together. And obviously technology has updated since they built that thing back in the 80s. But they took the time to use the new technology to emulate the quirks of the old stuff. So like the panel where Worf stands at weapons, or what is that called? Tactical?
Yes.
Yeah, so like back in the day, that would have been lit by like a fluorescent tube or something, right? And it would have had like shadowing on the edges and a different like color temperature to other kinds of lights and stuff. So even though now it's all LEDs and they can make it look like whatever they want, they did put those shadows and like a different color temperature on it to emulate the imperfections of the original. So instead of like, oh, we could make this perfect now, they purposely made it. I mean, it's like I said, it's one thing to emulate the look of the old thing to make it like you remember it, but not true to how it was. Instead, they're like, no, we're going to emulate the fluorescent lighting that goes in this panel versus the incandescent lighting that goes in this panel. Like, they are full nostalgia on this thing.
It's like that episode of Next Generation where Scotty goes to the holodeck and wants to see the bridge of the Enterprise, and it was definitely a recreation. It was not perfect, but you believed it.
Damn, was it close. Yeah.
I don't want to get hung up on the member berries because, yeah, that's what they've done. They've basically teased what you like you said. It's something that I feel like we've been hearing about for 20 years, but nobody's been willing to commit to. You know, Brent Spiner said it in an interview one time, if they make another movie, he would have had Data. Not any of this BS. It would have actually been Data. Well, that's kind of what they've been setting us up for, is to have the original cast. We are just one step away from Wesley as the Traveler walking on the fucking bridge. Just to have somebody say, "Shut up, Wesley." You know, he's a traveler of all space and time, so he could bring back Tasha. He could reach into the past and pull in every positive thing they've ever had, and that's how they're going to win this last fight. Or Picard's just going to die, which is likely going to be how this ends. I hate to be that guy. I think when he dies, you know, the character is going to be human by the end of the series. I'm willing to die on that hill until I'm just wrong.
Do you think it's going to be like the First Contact confrontation part 2? Like, he was willing to sacrifice himself to defeat the Borg Queen in that movie, but he didn't have to. Do you think maybe this time he does?
I think he'll go to the well, but I don't think Jack is just willing to be a part of it. Like, the easy answer is we're going to do First Contact Part 2, meaning just like Data was pretending, you know. You're going to get the ending of Return of the Jedi. I don't want to say that, but you are going to get the end of Return of the Jedi. That's what you're going to get. In reverse.
I wouldn't mind that. Not one bit.
No, it'd be fine. I'm looking at 18 minutes on the counter here, AJ.
Yeah, I got 2 minutes and change before this thing goes off.
You want to do this thing?
I mean, apparently we got 2 minutes left.
I guess I'll wait then.
You gonna break the system?
Season 2, episode 11. You know.
We have to come up. Flaw in our plan.
What's that?
There's only like 570 some episodes to choose from,
God
so we're gonna
damn.
run out of material eventually.
Yeah, in like what, 20 years?
Yeah,
Trek ABV is gonna have to pick a new show. Welcome to.
We have our own series called Star Trek Cirrhosis.
God damn. Welcome to Galactica ABV. Oh shit.
Oh, dude, I've been watching that actually. I've been churning through that.
The original or the 90s, early 2000s reboot.
The early 2000s. It's. I don't know if it's a reboot or if it's a sequel series, because they do actually bring back the original Cylon designs as They recognize this as the second Cylon War, and they do
Okay.
have older Centurions that are the original design. So I think this is supposed to be a follow-on.
See, I keep trying to talk myself into watching Doctor Who. I've struggled with
God.
that show. I'm
It's
sure.
like saying, I want to read X-Men comics. Where do you start?
Exactly. I was told just start watching it. Don't try to go back to the beginning or watch the original series. Just pick it up wherever, especially with the 9th and 10th, or the 8th and 9th Doctor, I think it is. I'm told just start watching it. And you know what? I like the campy sci-fi that it is. I just feel like I'm on the outside and I need to step in and actually take part in the joke. It's like being a fan of Red Dwarf. It's not just a good sitcom. It's actually one of the more entertaining sci-fi shows of all time. But I just can't jump into it. And I don't have a reason why. I really don't. But there's a lot of good sci-fi, and I feel like Battlestar Galactica is the same way. Like, well, do you want to start watching the modern series that was supposed to be awesome? I mean, I got nothing against the original. It's great. I don't care.
It was short-lived because it was poorly received. That's what people forget.
And the modern, like you said, is it a sequel? The modern version of that was, who's a Cylon? Are you a Cylon? Am I a Cylon? I've seen this movie. It's called Screamers. It's not that good.
Well, the other reason you want to watch it is because Ronald D. Moore is the guy who wrote it, and that was the thing he did after DS9. So
Was he still doing
very much in
the
the same vein.
crazy spiritual, the prophets, the wormhole thing?
There's some of that, yeah.
Oh, okay. Then it's exactly what I'm looking for then.
By the way, timer went off. So
Okay, let's warm
ready
these
to do
things
this?
up. Let's do this. What is the Trek ABV rating of Star Trek Voyager Season 2, Episode 11? This is a
don't know. What do you
9-second
think?
countdown, by the way.
Are you thinking it's going to be a good one?
0.3?
I'm not feeling it very much here. 0.3, huh?
0.03?
0.03, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. 0.3, you'd be dead.
Point 1.
Yeah, it thinks I. Yeah, no. See, mine is not calibrated right.
It's not that far off.
No, because point.
By the way,
189,
that
that's point-
constant beeping is danger, Will Robinson, danger.
Yeah, yeah. By the way, 0.08 is the legal limit, so that says that I'm over double the legal limit right now.
Oh, so I can't drive?
do not believe
That's what you're telling me?
Yes, yes.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to
This show
say
is just
then.
a cautionary tale of how many times we should be getting our lives ruined by our decisions at the bar with car keys.
Well,
Yeah. Well, anyway, now that noise is over, cheers.
cheers, my friend.
By the way, if we're going to be actually sipping straight bourbon, I got to, get a decent bottle. This is my daily mixer. Evan Williams Bottled and Bond, 100 proof.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's good, but it's not like a sip it neat kind of whiskey. It's a mixer.
That's right.
See, that's okay. See, now that I've been actually down to Kentucky for the Bourbon Trail, I can say that the small batch select, which is the $60 bottle instead of the $35 bottle that you have there, that's mine. Yeah, I got fancy tastes.
Kazon Drake. I didn't know you were on the show tonight. Well, very well.
So,
Any other Star Trek randomness we need to get into, AJ?
I think we're good for now because we've got one episode of Picard left and see how that wraps up. I do have one final question about that, and then we'll sign off for the night here.
Hit me.
They have said that if it's the last ride, it's the last ride, and this is a good way to leave it. But they're leaving it in such a place that future stories could be picked up. So do you feel like they're setting up anything that could be a potential future storyline?
I don't. And I say that from the perspective, is Patrick Stewart really going to keep going? If he does, I'm on board. It's fine. Are they going to do a Riker show? Riker and Troy? Are they going to do Gates McFadden? Is Beverly Crusher in Crusher the series?
Yeah.
If they're not going to give Geordi his own show, they're not going to do it. And that's what I think. You could tie back to it forever, and they always will, because I think everybody knows the original series and Next Generation are like the gold of Star Trek. But are they setting something up? I don't think so. But if Patrick Stewart does another season, I see no reason why they can't just keep going. It's fine. I'm enjoying it.
You know, I'm enjoying it now that they realize this is a show they should have been doing from the start instead of trying to steer as far away from what they were doing the whole time.
Agreed.
It's like, you know, the equivalent would be if in like Star Wars, they decided to do like a Han Solo show, except there's no Chewbacca and there's no Millennium Falcon. It's just Han Solo as an old man.
Oh, you mean Solo, a Star Wars story?
No, because all those things were in there. He got the Falcon. And he got Chewbacca. That was all in there.
But he didn't
But
start with
that was right. It was the backstory about how he got those things, so you knew where it was going. This one, Patrick Stewart said when he signed on to even do the show, he's like, I don't want Starfleet. I don't want Enterprise. Basically, all the things that kind of define the character from the previous show aren't in there on purpose because he said he didn't want to do it. Like, so...
I think Weird Al said it best. All you need to understand is everything you knew is wrong. What you should have done was bring back the band and get right back in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the fact I remember a line from season 1 where as soon as everything starts kicking off, and his housekeeper or whatever is like, well, why don't you call like Riker and Troy? And he's like, no, we're not going to use those people. Like, no, I couldn't possibly. And then what does he do this season? Get everybody, sure.
Well, they even tried to
that's not
backpedal
walking
on
it
that.
back.
Like, we haven't talked in 20 years. Has it been that long since Nemesis? Yes, it has.
Yes, it has. Exactly. Yeah. All right. So we don't actually have a set schedule here, guys, for when we're going to do these shows, but we will give you more advance notice. We're just working out the kinks. That's why we didn't bother advertising this one too much. But hey, make sure you got your drinks handy and a healthy dose of Trek nerdery for these shows. Joe, you do some podcasts, right?
Every now and then.
Every now and then. Okay, so when are you doing another one?
The Fright Lab is a horror-centric podcast where we talk about all things horror. We talk about scary movies, scary shows, the video store, the trending topics amongst people that have been around since the good old 80s and 90s when you used to go into your local video store and say, I've got $3 in 2 days. Where's the schlock? We talk about all of that on the Fright Lab podcast. DiscussMetal.com is where we make all the heavy metal podcasts. We talk about your favorite bands, my favorite bands, everybody's favorite bands, as long as it's metal, hard rock, we'll even talk about hip-hop from time to time. It's fine. But what I really want everybody to do, keep your eye on Trek AF. I believe the URL is trekafpodcast.com. We need to get that thing up and running. But the Nerf Herder Council, these guys are talking about all things Star Wars, Star Trek, nerdy, everything that these guys are talking about. You need to be subscribed to all those podcasts. Find your app. Okay, take your phone out of your pocket, pull up the app, scroll down to whatever your favorite podcast is, leave these guys a 5-star review, and keep watching because we talk about random shit all the time, like a random Sunday night live stream about Star Trek where we start imbibing and counting and we start keeping track of how good the episodes are based on how drunk we get. That's right. You need to be watching Trek AF, Trek ABV, the Nerf Herder Council. like, favorite, subscribe, all that stuff that people tell you to do on the YouTube.
Mm-hmm. So speaking of that show you said, the Nerf Herder Council, that is a bi-weekly Wednesday show that I do with my brother JT. Mainly Star Wars focused, but, sometimes the Star Wars news cycle runs a little dry, and we pivot over to other topics. So we do all kinds of pop culture stuff. Sometimes it's horror movies. Thank you. Sometimes it's maybe some Marvel content. We'll probably never talk DC because I can never talk my brother or myself into watching any of that garbage.
What the fuck is this?
Exactly. So we'll see what comes up next. But we definitely know that our next show, if you want to tune into the next episode of Nerf Herder Council, it is going to be on Wednesday, April. Help me out with the math here, Joe. It's a week from Wednesday. That would be
Yeah, whatever that day is.
10 days from now. I think it's the 26th.
Not even trying. Yeah, that's about right.
I'm going to say it's the 26th. It's a week from Wednesday anyway, and that is at 8:15 Eastern Time. My brother doesn't know time zones or daylight savings, so he always says Eastern Standard Time, even when it's not Standard Time, like right now. But yeah, 8:15 Eastern Time. We will be discussing in that episode. We will be wrapping up the season of The Mandalorian, giving a whole season recap, and we might get into the Bad Batch season recap as well. We'll see. Depends if we've got time.
When am I going to get the text message to jump in here and immediately talk about the last season of Picard? When are we doing that, AJ?
Well, it's going to have to be after next Thursday, won't it?
Yeah, so WTF Friday?
That is a distinct possibility.
You got some Lego to put together.
I do have some Lego to put together. I started putting some Lego together. If anybody knows the anatomy of a Lego minifigure, this is a very large minifigure.
Oh, look
We
at
might build
that
some
guy.
more. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, Joe, I think this is a good show. We had a good Sunday night here.
Absolutely.
Any final thoughts before we sign off?
I'm looking forward to the next episode of Trek ABV. Trek AF is something we keep talking about, and I really think we need to just turn the key, hit the gas, and see what happens with that, AJ.
Yep. So, audience, if you really want to get this thing moving, kick us in the ass on social media and let us know. You can hit us up at our Twitter handles. Joe, where can they find you?
Oh, at Discuss Metal Joe and at Discuss Metal.
And I am at Drake Adams 579 or at NHC Podcast. So hit us up at any of those socials. Let us know if you want to see us do another episode of this and ruin our livers some more, and we'll be happy to do so.
Change the channel, and I'll break your fingers.
In the meantime, this has been a great time, guys. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will catch you next time.